WICR News. What's up, everybody? I'm Alex Fasano here with your political updates for WICR North Avenue Nation. The New Hampshire primaries were yesterday, and in a shocking turn of events, Donald Trump ends up with the victory for the Republicans. Moving to the other side, Bernie Sanders ends up with the win for the Democrats. Trump won with 10 delegates and 35.3% of the votes. Following him was John Kasich with 3 delegates and 15.8% of the vote. Ted Cruz had 2 delegates with 11.7%, and Jeb Bush had 2 delegates with 11%. Moving to the Democrats, Bernie Sanders won with 13 delegates, 60.3% of the vote. Clinton followed with 9 delegates and 38% of the vote. Now, I'm not a big politics guy. I'm just going to tell you right now, I am not a big politics fan, but I am following the election campaigning, and I'm old enough to vote, so I will vote and partake in this upcoming election. And from what it seems, Donald Trump is surging in the polls and rising through this fear of terrorism. Now, there was this huge terrorist attack in Paris. Our prayers out to Paris a while back. But Donald Trump is surging in this campaign with his promotion of building a wall and this anti-terrorism campaign and kicking out all these racist Muslims and all that. And he won in New Hampshire. Now, I'm not advocating for anybody. I'm not one political side. I'm not going to divulge my political views on this, but it seems to me Trump is surging. You know, people were saying after he lost in Iowa with the Iowa caucuses, they were saying Trump wasn't going to win at all in the future. He wasn't going to win New Hampshire. He wasn't going to win the nomination. But with this huge landslide of a win in New Hampshire, Trump is looking good. You know, it's weird because Ted Cruz beat him in Iowa and Rubio was right behind, and now the whole game is switched with Trump leading and Kasich behind him and Cruz and Bush, and Rubio didn't even get a delegate vote. So it's interesting to see how these polls and how these primaries and caucuses really influence the election, and how much of a roller coaster ride it is, and anything can change and anything can happen. Once again, I have a lot of friends on the Republican side, I have a lot of friends on the Democratic side, both sides. The word on the street is Marco Rubio is a dark horse. He's coming up from underneath everybody. He could pull out something within this election, but as of right now, to me, someone who's not a fan of politics, someone who's not trying to get into the election too much, Trump is surging, and if he continues this way, he could eventually end up with the nomination. Moving over to the other side on the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders, everyone wants to feel the burn. All these young college kids, all these young millennial voters, the swing voters, really helping Sanders in the primary. It's this notion of Sanders wants to give everybody free things. He wants to get rid of college debt, no tuition, this and that. Being a non-politics fan myself and a college student, a young voter, I do understand where the young voters are coming from, where they want to follow Bernie, but at the same time, nothing is given free in this world, and you can't get things handed to you. It's just everybody's got problems with their views. Everyone's got this and that, but I can see what both sides are saying when it comes to if they want to advocate for Bernie and if they don't. But this surge of young voters and getting this notion of free tuition, Bernie's going to give us things, that's what's really bringing him up in the ranks. I mean, that's why he took over Clinton. Clinton just narrowly edged out a win in the caucuses in Iowa by the slightest margin, but Sanders crushed it in New Hampshire. So this idea of young voters being the influence in this election, and just the political laziness of people not even being involved in the election, and them not voting, and having those younger voters being involved in this election, Bernie is surging, and he at the same thing as Trump. I mean, at this rate, he's got the numbers. He could eventually get the nomination. Of course, we don't even know. There's still plenty more to go. There's still a whole half a year left. It's still anybody's game, but as of this point, from a non-political fan who will be voting in the election, who doesn't know necessarily where he's voting yet, what I can say is that at this point, Trump looks like he's surging, and as does Bernie. So that's the situation right now. I will come back again with more information regarding next week and the upcoming political campaigning. But as of right now, it's Trump and Sanders, feeling the burn and making America great again. So yeah, that's pretty much it for all your political updates and sports updates and anything you want to find out more into it. Go to northavenuenation.com. Just search WICR, go to Ustream, follow all the WICR radio shows throughout the days on Ustream just by searching WICR. Follow Twitter, follow Facebook, follow me on Twitter. I have a brand new Twitter, AFAS516 on Twitter. Feel free to follow me. I'll be tweeting updates and whatnot throughout the weeks about the political campaigning as well as all the sports news, but right now it's politics. So thank you all for listening. For WICR North Avenue Nation, I'm Alex Fasano.